Good afternoon. This is Media Center, Ukraine, Odesa. Our current briefing is dedicated to ensuring security measures in water. Our speaker is Serhiy Gotko, Director of the Regional Department for Civil Protection, Defense and Cooperation with Law Enforcement Bodies of the Odesa Regional Military Administration. Serhiy, the floor is yours. Good afternoon, all. Due to the introduction of martial law in Ukraine, and the mining of the coastal part of the Black Sea and the ecological disaster that occurred at the Kakhovska HPP, and in order to ensure the safety of citizens on the water bodies of the region, the regional state administration and military unit were trained and sent to local communities, and actually the range of orders were provided on the prohibition of the presence of persons in coastal zones, on the establishment of a special regime of entry-exit, etc. And the main aim was to limit the presence of people on the coastline, the creation, the different guarding on the bridges, creation of roadblocks, blocking of bridges, roads, and passengers. However, despite this preventive work in the city of Odessa, in the water area of the Black Sea, and in the Odessa region, both for the Black Sea and other water basins, the statistics is not that good. As of 3rd August this year, we have 25 dead people, including 2 children. Last year, during the same period, 20 people died, including 2 children. When it comes to the Black Sea, these are drifting mines, danger of contracting infectious diseases, etc. But people ignore the rules of staying in the coastal zone. Clarification, 25 people and 20 people as of August, the 3rd of August, since the beginning of the year. So the period of 7 months. And we compare the same period last year. The latest event that we had in water, having resonance in the society, was on the 26th of July, when a teenager born in 2007 was washed away by a wave from a concrete pier in Arcadia. The search is ongoing, and on the 26th of July, so the same day, the body of a citizen born in 2004 was found in the sea. That was Langeron Beach. And that was despite the fact that just a few days before there were incidents related to detonated mines in the Black Sea, in the region. We should speak here about elementary neglect of the rules of behavior on the water, and just a bit more numbers. For this period, over these 7 months, the following people were killed at sea: 3 people, in the river 7 people, and in closed reservoirs 15 people. As for gender, 23, 21 men and 2 women, and there were 2 children, 2 boys. The average age of the dead people is a bit more than 41 years old. What conclusions can we have here? So during fishing, during recreation activities, people older than 40 years should be careful about their health, the changes in temperatures, and so they can have a heart attack or other conditions, people could become incautious and be drowned in the water. Why this is so important issue now? Out of 25 cases over the period, there were 10 cases in July only, which is 40% of the general amount of cases for the period of 7 months. And some more numbers. Unfortunately, among negative leaders are the following districts: Ismail, 9 cases; Odesa, 7 cases; Podilsky, 4 and 2 or 1 cases in other districts or rayons. And now I would like to remind that on the 1st of May, we used to have the start of the swimming period. And on the 1st of June, in the territory of the Odesa region. This means that we used to have a complex of measures to examine the places of possible recreation activities. Special commissions controlled everything, including the bottom of a reservoir to find some dangerous object there, leading to traumas, and also the controlling points with saviors. That allowed to quickly respond to situation. But now, officially, there is no swimming season now. On the contrary, it is prohibited. When people go to the coastline, to the seaside or riverside, they violate the rules. There is no one there to render assistance or aid them quickly. So people endanger themselves. The main causes of death in water include reckless behavior on water bodies, neglecting personal safety while swimming in prohibited places, bathing while intoxicated. Unfortunately, we have such cases in places prohibited for swimming, dangerous places. So, where the bottom is not properly examined, leading to traumas, causing death. Despite the information-raising campaign, I believe that every citizen in our state, and especially in our region, because we have a lot of water reservoirs, not only the sea, and every citizen should be aware of the situation and should be conscious. And now I would like to address our citizens. Dear citizens, taking into account the above said, do not expose yourself to danger while relaxing near water bodies. Remember, saving the drowning is the work of the drowning themselves. Thank you. I have a clarification question. Out of those dead people, were there people who were killed by some war-related devices like mine? Or could they be poisoned by some substances that could get to the water after the explosion at Kakhovska HPP? So some specific, unique reasons as a result of the war. We have been closely monitoring the water in the Black Sea. And you know that first we had some visual consequences when we could really see trees, roofs, unfortunately animals in water. But I'd like to say that despite this, we have not had cases related to poisoning because of swimming or some other cases. As for mines, unfortunately, we have some cases, not many of them, and taking into consideration the general amount of killed or dead people, we need to understand that the main reasons is the neglect of proper behavior in water, but it still could be a cause because, as I've already mentioned, we have a lot of drifting mines that were brought here by water as a result of the Kakhovska HPP explosion. We cannot anticipate what these mines could reach. And we have the wind blasts, we have currents here, and they can be brought at any location. Thank you. Thank you very much for your report, and we will gladly invite you again, perhaps with more positive news. Our first briefing will be at 1 p.m. Stay tuned.